Pretty thighs, shawty, she a dime. Demon girl, evil eyes, she be telling lies.
So in 2001 and 2002, you sequenced the anthrax that was used in the 2001 anthrax attack. So I think most of the audiences in this episode, including myself, we weren't born yet.
Yeah.
During the anthrax attack. I mean, we may have heard of it through history, but we don't know much. So maybe what was the anthrax attack, and like how did you sequence the whole anthrax genome?
Yeah, so that was a very real thing to those of us who were my age. So the FBI approached us and said, could you help us to sequence the samples from these envelopes? And we said, sure, of course, anything we can do. And the idea was maybe we can find mutations that can be used as like a DNA fingerprint. And then after you do the sequencing, we'll go out to all the labs that we can find that have been working on anthrax. We'll get samples from those. We'll compare those samples to the sequence that you generate and see if they match. And it turns out, it went on for years, that sequencing, all in secret, except for the first. We published a paper in 2002 about it, about the very first one. But then we did a lot more sequencing. It was in secret with the FBI. And it turned out that it worked, which was really kind of shocking to us. But we only found that it worked after the FBI closed the investigation in 2008, when they actually found out who did it. And it worked because they went and got like well over 1,000 samples. We identified a small number of really critical mutations that were kind of unusual, 4 in particular. And those 4 mutations were found in only one sample out of all the 1,000 plus that they got. And that one sample came from a lab in Fort Detrick, Maryland, that worked on anthrax. And the guy who led that lab was going to be arrested and accused of sending out the anthrax, but he committed suicide before the FBI could arrest him. They let him know they were coming to arrest him, and he committed suicide. So there was never a trial, but the FBI announced the investigation was closed, and they released all these findings, and then I was allowed, and my colleagues were allowed to talk about our role in it.